pretty good one. Some tactical errors, contact cover, multiple people, officers not communicating. Shit, I can beat these two cops to hell. But in the end, they both survived. Bad guy's dead. So remember, tie always goes to government. Let's look at this for a second. Okay, I wanted to add this in. I sped it up to over 1.5 speed. This is the incident, so the people can't cry that you didn't show it first. And here, watch it.
In the car? All right, partner. He will talk to you. Is that all your You got that one for you. He's all right. I got babies. Oh, you got a dog too? Hell. I'll make sure they're all right. I got babies too, man. Huh. Okay. Shit. Over here!
Okay, so that's the incident. Here we go. So this sheriff is supporting his troops and, you know, singing the blue line and we're all heroes and this is what we face every day, and it's just not true. Look, this is rare, people. If this happened every day, cops wouldn't be treating people like shit and they wouldn't be stopping people the way they stop people 40 times a day to get their revenue and their tickets. So I don't want to hear that cops face this every day. But this sheriff's supporting his troops, saying the county line. Here we go.
Captures what our deputies and law enforcement officers from across the country potentially face every day.
Potentially face every day. Yeah, you know what? We all potentially face a drunk driver screeching across the road and killing us. Doesn't make us a hero because it doesn't happen. Or when it does happen, we get out of the way. Anyway, these cops are doing their job. They were doing it poorly. And you know what? Officer safety will cost you. And for the cops that watch, I'm telling you, you ought to be getting this shit in the academy. They ought to be going over this, and they ought to be telling you what these cops are doing wrong instead of, these cops are really a hero. Here with your face. They did a great job. They survived. It's always, you know, how great we are. And telling me that we're great doesn't help me in a survival situation. Tell me what I can do better and what I can learn from other people helps me, and that's what I'm trying to do. So don't come here crying with your little badge because it got dented or it got tainted because I said something about a cop. There's a learning tape, all right? If you don't want to learn, then get the hell out of here and go watch it somewhere else. All right, here we go.
Of their lives.
What's that?
So most of you have already seen it. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure it's everywhere. Traffic stop. We have 3 people and 2 officers. Very lackadaisical. We're being nice. We're being friendly. We're not controlling the scene. I'm still not sure what the initial cause. I tried to go down and read it. And of course, the sheriff's department put no information. Nothing. Not a report number, not a synopsis, not nothing. They put the freaking date. Good job, Brevard County Sheriff. Okay, I said I wouldn't look it up, but I did. Let's see, the entire incident was captured, 2 different dash cams. They were attacked, fired multiple rounds. Where's the career criminal part? Brevard County deputies Potter and Thompson conducted a traffic stop. Doesn't say what for. Probably for tinted windows. You know, he swerved left or right, trying to get money out there fishing, when they were ambushed and fired upon. The attack and ambush perpetrated by a violent career criminal with a history of 40 previous charges. I've said this in I don't know how many videos. I never arrested anybody who did not have prior arrests. Most people I arrested had pages of prior arrest. 40 crimes, including drug trafficking, aggravated assault, discharging a firearm, battery on a law enforcement officer, attempted first-degree murder. I think this guy was out on bail, and he had all these previous charges. Why? Because we don't want to appear racist and keep somebody in jail because they're a criminal, because then Black Lives Matter might burn down our city. And so that way we'll blame the white cops because they're picking on this guy 40 times. White cops have made up charges on drug trafficking, aggravated assault, attempted murder, all this. They just made that up, and this poor guy's, you know, all this time been trying to get in school. Okay. Let's see, putting at risk the deputy in a car. I think 61 rounds were fired in total. This is misleading. I want to know how many the suspect fired and how many the cops fired. See, again, critical thinking. When you're evaluating these things, what is government trying to hide and what aren't they saying? When government releases a press release and says this tells me They fired a hell of a lot more rounds than he did, but it's not going to look good when it says deputy fired 45 rounds and the suspect fired 4 or 6, or the suspect fired 1 round and deputies fired 60. See, that doesn't look good. Well, how can we word that to where it looks good? Let's just say in total 61 rounds were fired. Always look for when government is lying and trying to cover their ass. But Rick, these guys are heroes. Why? Whatever. All right, so this case is a perfect failure of our justice system. Registered criminal, career criminal. 23 previous felony charges, 17 misdemeanor charges, multiple convictions for violent offenses, 2 active and pending drug trafficking cases is out on our streets. That's freaking perfect. So, I don't have any details, and I'm not going to go search. I'm sure I can go look, and somebody will say, it's easy if you just shut up. You go look, and you go find out. I don't know what happened, but I'm telling you, you're at a stop. You've got a guy in the back. He hasn't been searched, obviously, because he has a freaking gun. He hasn't been gotten out of the car and detained. You got this guy leaning over the trunk. Not good. They've separated you. You haven't separated them. This guy's back is to a guy in a car that hasn't been searched. His freaking hand's in his pocket. Anybody wonder why this guy is shocked when this guy produces a gun? I'll tell you why. Because he wasn't ready. He wasn't expecting it. He wasn't on his A game. He's not street savvy. He doesn't see threats. He thinks everybody's freaking his friend. He's worried about his next freaking donut. Whatever the excuse, what he ain't is a good, savvy street cop. Because none of the guys on my team would be doing this shit. This guy's eyes wouldn't be off him. He would be standing at a position that he could overwatch him and overwatch me. Now, if there was only 2 people here, I'm okay with where they're at. If this car is clear and these officers are like this, I'm okay. Because this officer can watch this guy and his partner. And this officer can watch this person and his partner. I'm okay if, if my uncle or if my aunt had nuts, she'd be my uncle. If there was only 2 people. There ain't freaking 2 people. There's 3 people, and we don't know what this guy is, and he's in the back seat. And savvy law enforcement guys know when you have a woman driving and a guy in the back seat, 9 times out of 10, the guy is carrying drugs, dope, is a gangbanger, has a warrant, has a suspended license, doesn't want to be run, and that's why he sits in the back. Otherwise, guys like that would be driving. So this guy in the back seat is always a threat to street savvy cops.
In a car?
Okay, so somebody said that the cop asked him to get the 3rd guy out. I don't know if he did. I don't even know if these guys are patted down. Remember, when government gets to pick and choose what they release, this is what we get. I don't know if this person was patted down. I don't know if this person was patted down. I don't know if they ask everybody, is anybody on parole or probation? I don't know if they scanned the car to look for weapons or drugs. I don't know if they ran the plate to see if the car is stolen. I don't know anything. But I'm telling you, if I was on a stop, both these guys would have been patted down. They wouldn't have been standing like this. And they damn sure would have been standing where I could get 3 guys and have my partner turn his back on me and 2 other guys. But again, you know what? They're being nice. Rick, they're being friendly. They don't want to be called the R word because that's more important than almost getting killed. Well, you know what? It almost got your ass killed. So you keep going out there worrying about being called the R word.
All right, partner. He wants to talk to you out here.
So I'm trying to hear if he tells him to get him out of the car.
What's that?
Ah, he did. You see that? See him wave his hand? I don't know if that's come here or if that's get him out. Who knows what that means? He waved his hand a few times. Does that mean you come here? Get away from the car? Or does that mean bring the suspect here? I don't know. Maybe he said something. Again, these are things that if I was doing this officer-involved investigation, I would know. I would interview various officers. It would be recorded. If there was inconsistencies, I would clear up those inconsistencies. I would interview the witnesses. Then I would interview the tape. So I wouldn't have to ask all these questions. Everybody like, man, you don't even know what's going on. You're trying to say they didn't do good. I'm saying they didn't do good because of the way it turned out. Because results freaking matter. Okay? They lived, so they're heroes. If they died, everybody would be saying they're dumbass, except cops. They would still be heroes. Even when cops do bad shit, evil shit, illegal shit, cops are still heroes to cops.
In a car? All right, partner. He wants to talk to you out here. Is that all you're... Yeah. I'll watch it for you. He's all right. I got babies. Oh, you got a dog too? Hell. I'll make sure they're all right.
Did you notice when he waved his hand, he's got paper in his hand? Again, not smart. Nothing stays in this hand because it's my gun hand. My gun hand is always empty.
I got babies too, man. Huh?
Okay, the fact that he told him to get out a while ago, how long ago did he tell him to get out? Right here, he's telling him to get out at 36.
All right, partner. He wants to talk to you out here.
So now this guy has detained.
I'll watch
Let
it
me
for
get
you.
my wallet. Hang on, man. Why do I need to
Oh,
get
yeah,
out?
no,
Why am I get out? I'm not driving. Why do you need to see me out?
I'll make
Hang
sure
on, man.
that-
I'll get out. Let me look
I
for
got
my
babies
license.
too.
Hang on, man. Let me grab. This is what this guy is saying inside. I guarantee you. Okay, stalling. And now this guy is going to go over and get right in the doorwell. Took his eye off the guy, turned his back, covered this guy so he can't see now. The first thing this guy sees is him running, and this is the oh shit moment.
Shit.
And because he wasn't ready, he went into panic mode. This is what happens. This is what we call black. And this guy, I don't understand why this guy turned around. He even runs away once. They tell this guy's a great hero. Look, this guy panicked and turned his back on a guy with a gun. I mean, wow. So, he went for cover. Rick, what would you do? I would draw my gun and back away to cover. I would be engaging as I was backing up. I would be drawing as I was backing up. I would be yelling gun. I would be using this person as cover and backing up close to the car and shooting around this person. That's what I would have done.
Okay. Shit.
Okay, so this guy says shit and gets his hand on the gun. This guy still hasn't reacted. Finally, this guy's like, what's going on? He sees the gun. This guy right here is what we call went into black zone. I talk about the color zones. When you're dealing with criminals or people that could be criminals, and everybody could be a criminal. I don't care what color they are or where you're at. Everybody is a potential criminal when you're out there. You don't drop your freaking guard. So, and yes, I've dropped my guard. Yes, I've been up, and later I was like, shit, that was stupid. So I've done all these mistakes, people. I'm not sitting here preaching because I've never done any of this. I've made these mistakes. I wish it was on video so I could talk. I'd be pointing out my own damn mistakes if it was on video. The point isn't to make somebody look bad or good. The point is to learn from this. This guy went into panic mode because he wasn't in his red zone. When you're getting a guy out of the car that ain't been searched, he should have been at a minimum in his yellow zone. Warning, yielding, ready for action. Red is reaction. Black is panic. I didn't have a plan. So when something happens, I just freak out and do anything. This guy tried to run so fast that he outran his feet. And he went over like fucking a weeble don't wobble. Into the car, turns his back. This guy turns his back before he engaged. Man, this guy is young and inexperienced. I think they're both pretty young and experienced. This guy, they're calling him a hero because he came back and killed this guy. But this maneuver right here is not hero behavior, okay?
Okay.
I don't know if he gets his gun out. Hand on gun. Hand on gun. Hand on gun. Back to suspect. Fuck that. I don't want to get shot in the back. I want to get shot while I'm shooting at him. Maybe I can put a bullet in him before I go down. Still running. Still no gun.
Shit!
Guy's yelling shit. This guy's running shit. This woman just freezes. You hear that screaming, I'm hit? That's not the suspect. The suspect didn't yell, I'm hit. The suspect hopped around and stayed in a fight. The cop yelled, I'm hit. So this guy is staying in a fight. This dude's really doing a good job. I know everybody wants me to play the whole thing through. And like I said, I think you've already seen it. But it's a 9, well, I don't know how long this is. This is 1 minute. Let me let it play through. Okay, so that's why this guy is a hero. Oh, hang on, I said I'd play it through. Sorry.
10-4, Taylor. 1446.
Now, as you
Okay, so let's go back and see what happened here. Now I can pause it since all the people be crying. I didn't know what was going to happen, and I got to know, otherwise I can't keep up because you talk too much. Shut up, freaking crybabies. All right. Bad setup, bad positioning.
Yeah. I'll watch it for you. He's all right. I got babies. Oh, you got a dog too? Hell. I'll make sure they're all right.
Now look, I've talked to people like this, get them to drop their guard. Again, I don't know what the stop is. I don't know why they're waiting so long. I don't know why these two are out and this person's in. There's a whole bunch more I don't know. What I do know is what I'm seeing these officers doing, and that's what I'm commenting on.
I got babies too, man. Huh? Okay.
Okay, so this guy runs right into the car and hits it. This guy just immediately turns away and runs. I mean, he doesn't even watch the suspect, look at his eyes, nothing. Very bad. This guy hits the thing, he's on the ground, he's a sitting duck. I don't know if this guy's gun jammed or if he already shoots. I don't think he got a shot off yet. Does anybody see that gun going off? I don't think he gets a shot off. He could have had this dude's lunch and then went after the other guy. Gun was probably on safe or some shit. Has he still shot? That looks like a shot. Okay, so this dude hauls ass over here and he comes back. He comes back over here. They're saying these two people are good because they followed directions afterwards and came back after they killed this guy. Because they're saying they didn't know. Okay, I'm not there. This dude didn't get in his car with this gun without these two knowing. They are not freaking heroes. They knew he had the gun and they're transporting him. As far as I'm concerned, they're both just as guilty. The only reason that they're probably calling these guys heroes is because they don't want to get sued by these guys and they don't want to get that they're picking on them and they charge them for no reason or whatever. But these two are just as dirty as this guy. Nobody gets in the backseat of this car with a freaking gun. I'd be getting videotape. I would watch them. I would find somehow they went to a gas station, how they were together. I would get them on prior arrests, how they know each other, connected. Raise your hand if you think these two perfect people who never did anything wrong were driving, and this guy was hitchhiking, and he hit the gun, and they just picked him up, wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Okay? Raise your hand if you think that's what happened. Well, that's because you're an idiot. Okay? These all three are working together, and they are not freaking innocent in any far stretch of the imagination. So this guy comes around, he's really engaged, and I don't know what the cops are doing, how many rounds were fired, etc. Obviously, somebody hit him, because he looks like he gets hit here, unless he shot himself in the foot, which we really don't know. He stays in a fight, and he's on the charge. He ain't running. He's going in. And I'm telling you, man, this throws off a lot of people, including criminals. When you run at them with a gun, even pointed at them, they kind of freak out and go, damn. So they kind of know you're serious. This guy is serious. He ain't playing around. Okay, so right here, horrible. What the hell is this guy shooting at? Remember I said he went in a panic here and he moved 4 feet and he hit his freaking head? What the hell is he shooting at? Who is he shooting at, people? He just fired 2 rounds. Is he shooting at the car? Is he shooting at the guy that ran away that didn't do anything? Maybe that's why they're calling these guys heroes, because this guy tried to kill the driver that ran off. Which, I really don't have a problem with that, to be honest. I mean, it's not law. He ought to be worried about the threat, the guy with the gun. Again, I think this is more panic. This is what's called tunnel vision. He was so shocked when he hit and ran that he's coming around a corner, and anybody running must have been the guy that shot him, so he's trying to shoot him back. He's not identifying a target. He's not identifying a weapon. He doesn't have good sight. But remember, the sheriff and everybody said these two guys are heroes. Why? Because they lived. They lived and a bad guy died. That's why they're heroes. That's the new standard for being a hero in law enforcement. I mean, he just killed... Rick, why are you always picking on the cops even when they do a good job? I'm not picking on the cops, you freaking crybabies. This is just flat out in your face. This is not hero great behavior. This guy turns his back and runs. He's still running. This guy is shooting at the shooter. He's not even shooting at a shooter. He's shooting at someone else. The shooter is coming around behind him. This guy's watching the shooter. This guy moves in front of this guy and almost gets shot in the freaking head. Bam! He takes a freaking round right there in the freaking head, and he gets full percussion. Boom! Right here. Bam! So he doesn't know if the bad guy shot. This guy is surprised when this guy comes around behind him. This guy can't engage. This guy is using this guy for cover. Some people would say this guy's smart. He used this dummy here for cover. All right, whatever. He kept his eye on the guy with the gun. Maybe he is smarter than the two. Doesn't mean that either one of them are brilliant or greater heroes. Look, these guys survived. They made some mistakes. Not the end of the world. People are going to be saying, oh, they need more training. Bullshit. This is basic tactics shit. Every cop gets basic tactics training. I guarantee you they were trained, and their training guys at their academy are like, we didn't teach you that shit at the academy. You guys fucked that up. They're not going to say it publicly. They won't say it to too many people in an department because it'll be like, most departments have a thing you can't talk about another officer. Even if you have a dumbass officer, even if you have a dangerous officer, it's against policy to say something negative about another officer. So they can't even talk about and call these guys dumbasses. So nobody can call them a dumbass, and when I call them a dumbass, suddenly a cop slept with my wife, so I must hate cops. Whatever. So this guy starts pistol whipping him with the gun. This guy really can't engage. What does he do? Watch his magazine, people. I was like shocked when I first saw this. He ejects his magazine in a panic. No magazine. Now, if he's got a Glock, he can still shoot. If he's got a piece of shit Smith & Wesson or one of these other Safety Sally gun manufacturers that says the gun shouldn't work when the magazine's out, then he can't shoot. I hated those guns. I didn't want nothing to do with them. Okay? I don't want, just because I don't have a mag, that I can't shoot in a barrel. If I want a single load, one round at a time in the barrel because my magazine got dented, I should be able to shoot. If your magazine gets dented with one of those other super special secret safety stuff, bullshit magazines that won't let your gun fire when it's out, if you don't have a magazine, your gun is a hammer. Done. My Glock, if I don't have a magazine, I can single load every bullet and fire that freaking round every time. So people talk shit about Tupperware gun and Glocks, and you know what? I got no freaking problem with a Glock. And I hate freaking guns that don't shoot without a mag. It's a dumbass, Safety Sally lawyer bullshit. All right, back to this. Guy ejects his magazine and runs off. Just, again, turning his back for the second time. Rick, he's a hero. How can you say... Dude, this was a bad move. I get it. Shots are fired. I get it. He wasn't ready. I get it. He wasn't mentally prepared. I get it. He's panicking. He's still turning his back on his partner who's getting his ass whipped. Why didn't he walk up and stick a gun? He runs away. But Ricky's not running away. He's gaining a tactical position, and he's regrouping because the stupid magazine fell out and it wasn't his fault. And he's creating distance. Rick, you always tell us to create distance. Okay? Whatever. People, you can see this however you want it. I'm telling you what I see in my opinion. If I'm getting my ass whipped and I see this video, later I'm telling you, yo motherfucker, you ran off and left my ass with this motherfucker. Why didn't you pistol whip him in the head with your gun? At least why didn't you come over and grab this freaking gun and arm and help me? What the fuck are you doing running? Oh man, I'm really sorry, man. It was that last donut that gave me a sugar high and I didn't know what to do, so I just freaking ran off. Okay? But Rick, he's a hero and you're picking on him. Okay? Whatever. Okay, well here's the hero part that's coming in. He comes back after he reloads with a full mag, and he does a freaking 14-round mag dump at point blank, and people are saying this is good. The sheriff is saying this is good. This guy's on the ground, and the sheriff said, why did he shoot so much? Because evil can't be dead enough. I like that line. But if anybody doesn't think this is an execution, I don't know what you'd call it. I mean, how many freaking rounds did he shoot this guy on the ground? I mean, he's not even moving his freaking gun, people. Watch his gun. It's not like the suspect is rolling or moving. This gun stays on the suspect, and the suspect ain't moving. He's moving. Suspect's in the same spot. Suspect is in the same spot, taking rounds. Now look, I got no problem with this. Okay? Legally, he was justified. This guy was trying to kill them, and when somebody tries to kill me, it's personal, and I want to kill you. And you can't be dead enough. So I personally don't have a problem with this. I got a problem with government being so undisciplined that they set this up, and then when they lose, then they come in and execute somebody like this. Because they're government. If a citizen did this, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Our government is supposed to be better trained. They're supposed to have rules. They're supposed to be professional. They're supposed to be heroes. This is what their job is. That's why they're held to a higher standard. Okay? I know cops hate that because they hate being held to any standard. They just think they should be able to run around and do whatever the fuck they want. Anybody talks about them is an Antifa guy that hates cops. And otherwise, you have to love every cop no matter what they do. I mean, look, personally, I don't care if he killed this guy. He deserves to be dead. From a government standpoint, I don't know. Everybody says that. Now, where's the other two people? Where's the guy that ran over here? Where's his partner? Who knows? So, he does have the forethought or the hindsight to remember I ejected my bag earlier and there's a full mag on the ground. So he picks up and he reloads with the mag he dumped earlier. Picks up, full reload, gets his gun back in action. Good. He did good on this point. Rick, you just said he did other things bad. Now, I'm telling you, I don't have a problem giving him credit when they do credit. He was just in a fight. He just killed a dude. He just mag dumped on a dude. His partner's hit. He's confused. And he still remembered the fight ain't over. Just because I killed one dude, there's still two outstanding suspects. Let me grab this mag, get back in a fight, and make sure I'm capable in case I have to re-engage multiple targets. He did good. All you freaking people telling me I hate cops. Here, go freaking lick a donut and feel better. Oh, Rick, he's a hero. All right.
Now, as you can see and hear from the video, this was an extremely violent ambush that both of our deputies and the occupants of the vehicle were extremely blessed to survive.
Both the deputies and them were blessed. It wasn't because of their tactical skill, their quick reactions, their control of the scene, their tactical setup, their prepared minds, they're mentally able to deal with it. They were just blessed to survive. I might agree with that. Luck is not a strategy, but sometimes it works.
This individual had absolutely no regard for human life and was focused on only one thing, killing our deputies to avoid arrest, as he knew he was facing several minimum mandatory prison sentences in his pending cases. As you can see, the subject not only fired numerous rounds of strike Deputy Potters in the head, causing significant injuries and lacerations. Let there be no doubt. Why we shot him so many times? That answer is simple. Because evil can be foolish enough to ask. This individual got exactly what he deserved. And to those out there who might be foolish enough to ask why we shot him so many times, that answer is simple. Because evil can never be dead enough.
Okay, so most sheriffs wouldn't say that. I give the sheriff that. He don't give a shit. I mean, I would just say, look, guy was in a critical incident. He was in a life or death situation. His life just flashed before his eyes. He had tunnel vision. When he got his gun, he lost his ammo. He had to run or retreat, I would probably say if I was given this. He had to retreat twice in order to fix his gun and re-engage the suspect. And when he re-engaged him, we still had two other outstanding suspects. I couldn't take the chance of maybe wounding or stopping him. And yes, our policy says shoot until the threat is gone. Well, as long as this guy was moving, he was a threat. And as far as I'm concerned, when that officer was shooting, the guy was still moving. Now look, here's a newsflash, some of you people. When you shoot somebody, they move. They jump, they flinch, the arm, you hit a bone, it moves the body. So it's very hard to shoot somebody and say they weren't moving. But that's just a bonus, because then we can say, hey, he was still moving, he was still a threat. Let me see if this shows any more of this video. And for those who are going to say, Rick, if they're not resisting, they won't be moving. Look, go out and put a freaking piece of ham. If you shoot a dead body, it'll move. Go out and lay a freaking slab of meat out there and shoot it with a gun and tell me it doesn't move. So, I know somebody's going to come here and go, man, that's not true. If he's moving, he's a threat. Okay, whatever. Okay, so the sheriff kind of goes through this and gives his explanation of this, and he adds some more details. And, of course, it's going to be positive with the cops. But anyway, here we go. Let's listen to this.
Point, Deputy Potters has been very politely conversing with the subject.
Very polite. That's important.
And talking about the 2-month-old baby in the back seat.
2-month-old baby in the back seat.
and a dog that was also in the back.
And a dog. So we have a 2-month-old baby, an adult, and a dog, and 2 people in front. Yet these 2 guys had no idea that they let a convicted felon in their car with a freaking gun. Really? Rick, they were just giving their baby, they were going to take him on a tour of the doctor school, so when he got older, and this guy was hitchhiking, and yeah, you're a freaking idiot.
Back seat as well. As Deputy Potters asked the subject to exit the vehicle, he is immediately and without warning ambushed with a small stock AR-15 styled rifle.
Small stock AR-15 type. I wish he hadn't said that. The more cops use that term, the more the left gets to say, it's the weapon, it's gun violence. It's not the black man, it's gun violence.
That is pointed and fired directly at him. Deputy Potters immediately attempts to avoid being shot by trying to create distance between
Try to create distance. Whoa.
himself and the shooter, who aggressively opens fire on him as he takes cover at the front of the vehicle. The subject now fires at Deputy Potters from the driver's side of the vehicle and appears to actually get hit himself, as you also hear Deputy Potters announce that he has been hit with gunfire. The subject then goes between the 2 vehicles, and additional shots can be heard being fired. Deputy Thoman and Deputy Potters can now briefly be seen taking a position between Deputy Potters' patrol car
What the hell is this guy shooting at?
and Deputy Thoman's patrol unit when the suspect emerges from behind Deputy Thoman's patrol unit and violently strikes Deputy Potters in the head.
Man, he is all over this dude, ain't he? Why did he pick him and not the other guy? Anybody know? Because he's the one that made him get out of the car. He's the one that was there. He's the one that was being sized up. He knew this guy was weak by the way he was standing with his hand in his pocket outside. He knew he was stalling him. He knew and he targeted. Predators will always take the weak. That's why he went after that guy. Rick, you don't know that. Yeah, you're right. I don't know it. But through history, training, and life, that's my educated guess. That's my swag.
The head with the butt of the rifle. As the suspect repeatedly batters Deputy Potters in the head with the butt of the gun, the 2 of them fall to the ground, where the subject continues to strike Deputy Potters in the head with the gun. Deputy Thoman at this point gains a tactical advantage.
Gains a tactical advantage. He didn't run and drop his magazine. He gained a tactical advantage. Wow.
On the target and fires multiple rounds, thus eliminating the threat.
He did a mag dump. No, he fired multiple rounds, Rick, eliminating the threat. Oh, okay. I thought he just did a mag dump and killed the guy, but my bus. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Saving Deputy Potters' life.
Saving his life. You hear I slid that in? That's important because that's how he can justify deadly force is authorized. He was saving his life.
As a result of the ambush and repeated blows to the head by this violent thug, Deputy Potters sustained a gunshot wound to the lower leg, multiple head lacerations, tissue damage, a concussion, and fractures of the orbital bone and sinuses.
Look, guy stayed in a fight. He was pretty much lost. If this guy didn't come up and mag dump him, this guy would probably be dead. He'd just beat the hell out of him. Took his gun, killed him, pulled out a knife, stabbed him. If this guy would be on his own, this guy's history. And I'm sorry, I know you don't want to hear that. This guy's tactics sucked. He was weak, and he wasn't prepared. And that's why he's lucky to be alive.
Thankfully, Deputy Thoman did not suffer any injuries during the incident, and the suspect was subsequently pronounced dead from gunshots sustained during the
No injuries. Turned his back on a guy twice and ran away. No injuries.
ambush and attack on our deputies. As you can clearly see from the video, both of our deputies were in a battle for their lives, as this disgusting and evil individual had a blatant disregard.
Okay, you can go watch this video. It's on the Brevard Sheriff's. You can read the description with all the detailed information and get more information that I missed. All right? Look, that's my take, people. It is what it is. None of us are perfect. No, if I was in this thing, I guarantee you could review the video and say, could have done this, should have done this. I'd be looking at it myself, saying I could have done this, I should have done this. So, you know what? We would do that after any major incident, shooting or anything like that. We would always have a debrief. Even on warrants, we would have a debrief. What did we do wrong? Who went in the wrong door? I caught you in a crossfire. You came in that door and scared the shit. I almost shot you. You came out of that fucking room and you didn't announce. Clear, coming out. Because that's what we do. When you come out of a room, you say clear, coming out, so you don't surprise another officer. And so that would happen quite frequently, especially working with CHP, because they never did anything freaking right. They're looking to write somebody a ticket, and they fuck something up inevitably, and almost get somebody killed or hurt. So, look, nobody's perfect. These guys are lucky, and that's my take. And y'all can argue down in the comments on how I got it wrong. No name calling. We'll end that there.
For their lives,
Oh,
the life
wrong
of others.